Jake Fromm, quarterback, 2017 to 2019. Jake Fromm was a poised and efficient quarterback for the University of Georgia Bulldogs from 2017 to 2019, playing under coach Kirby Smart. A native of Warner Robins and a four-star recruit from Houston County High School, Fromm was a 2017 U.S. Army All-American. In 2017, as a true freshman, he took over the starting job after Jacob Eason's injury in the season opener, leading Georgia to a 13-2 record, an SEC championship, and a national championship game appearance. He completed 181 of 291 passes for 2,615 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions, earning SEC Freshman of the Year honors. In 2018, he started all 14 games, throwing for 2,761 yards on 207 of 307 attempts, with 30 touchdowns and 6 interceptions, helping Georgia reach the Sugar Bowl and earning second-team All-SEC honors. In 2019, he started all 14 games, completing 234 of 385 passes for 2,860 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions, guiding Georgia to an 11-3 record and a Sugar Bowl victory. Over 3 seasons, Fromm compiled a 35-7 record as a starter, with 620 completions on 983 attempts for 8,236 yards, 78 touchdowns, and 18 interceptions, ranking among UGA's all-time leaders in passing yards and touchdowns. Known for his leadership and decision-making, he was drafted in the 5th round of the 2020 NFL Draft. Welcome to the Nitro Show's 50 Greatest Georgia Players of the 2000s. Up next at number 31, we have quarterback Jake Fromm. Burl, talk a little bit about Jake Fromm.
Oh man, Jake Fromm is probably one of the most memorable Bulldogs that I can think of in recent memory. He was the quarterback that led Georgia back to the national title game. Didn't win it, but he got the team there, and he was steady, he was poised, he was super competitive, and he came in as a true freshman for an injured Jacob Eason and took the job over, never looked back. And I think he made his first start at Notre Dame in a game that was very memorable for all Georgia fans, because Georgia fans took over South Bend and ended up in a great game, pulling it out with some great throws. There's that one throw to Terry Godwin, that is one of the best catches that you'll see, but also just a great throw. And probably the thing that I remember most just from Jake Fromm is he was the king of the back shoulder fade.
Yeah, that was his favorite pass. I guess the one thing that, that we talked a little bit about Jake Fromm was that it didn't seem like he liked to throw the ball in the middle of the field. Yeah. He loved him some outs. He loved him some slants, but he didn't seem to throw the ball down the middle of the field. But like you said, he came in when, high expectations. Jacob Eason in his sophomore year came in, got hurt in that first game, and Kirby's second year, everybody's like, what's going to happen here? And he was just steady. That 2017 season was his best year in Athens. He was SEC Freshman of the Year that year. Of course, led Georgia, to an SEC championship and to the national championship game. Was solid down the stretch in that game against Oklahoma, made some key throws, particularly on that last drive to get Georgia into to tie the game when Nick Chubb ran it in. But yeah, his sophomore year, junior year at Georgia were not as good as his freshman year, which is unfortunate. But you couldn't ask for a better freshman year. A beloved Georgia player, a guy from the state of Georgia who was originally committed to Alabama and flipped over when Kirby got the job in Athens. And it will just always be remembered as, as a home hero that everybody loved.
Yeah, also a former Little League World Series hero.
If you've never heard that, you've never watched ESPN before.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, I mean, he won big games. He was a great leader, made everybody around him better. He's one of those guys that, looking back, I wish we had NIL back when he was in school, because if he would have came back for one more year, I think Georgia wins the national title that following year.
That Alabama team was really good in 2020, though. Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, man, it was a really good team. But yeah, that we would have definitely not been so unsettled. That was the year Stetson ended up starting for a few games, and then eventually JT Daniels played. So it was kind of a head scratcher when he left. But guys stuck around in the NFL, had a pretty good career. So that's it for Jake Fromm. Up next at number 30, we have a guy who made arguably the most memorable play in Georgia history. Until next time, go Dogs.
Go Dogs.